Hey everybody, thanks for watching our 11th Appalachian Trail video. In this section, we go from Erwin, Tennessee to Hampton, Tennessee, and say goodbye to North Carolina for good. The first part of this section we did as a slack pack. We went north up to Iron Mountain Gap and hiked south all the way back to Erwin to Uncle Johnny's hostel. "20 miles was a new one-day record for us, but then again we were slack packing, so we weren't carrying our 35-pound packs. We found some of the most beautiful views and a great spot to eat lunch. On the top of Unica Mountain, the trail takes you through a dense spruce forest. After a long day of slack packing, we made it back into town to Uncle Johnny's hostel, where we got a ride back to our hotel. We took a zero the next day, but then the day after that we were back on the trail at Iron Mountain Gap, heading north. We made it about 6 miles and decided to call it quits at Clyde Smith's shelter. We had heard multiple reports of bear activity and coyote activity in the area, but we decided to give it a try anyways, and it ended up being a peaceful night, and we had the shelter all to ourselves. The next day on the trail, we ran into this juvenile eastern newt. We've run into him a few times on the trail. Sitting atop Roan Mountain was the site of a once 166-room luxury resort called the Cloudland Hotel. Built in 1885. The hotel was visited by people like Henry Ford, Harvey Firestone, and John Muir. The hotel closed in 1910, and nothing remains today except for these signs which tell its story. Not far from the old hotel site is the Roan Hide Knob Shelter. It has the highest elevation of any shelter on the AT, sitting well over 6,000 feet above sea level. This shelter actually has 4 walls because it's an actual cabin built in 1933. There used to be a fire tower close by, and this is where the fire warden would stay. After a night in that shelter, we hiked a 16-mile day all the way to 19E, where we stayed at the Station Inn Hostel. We hiked through a place called Yellow Mountain Gap. Through this gap, over 1,000 militiamen from Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina that were called the Over Mountain Men hiked through this gap in the snow, and over 170 miles away on Kings Mountain defeated the British in a bloody battle during the Revolutionary War. On this day, we'll have completed our second state, North Carolina. The last night in this section, we stayed at Mountaineer Shelter at mile 404. We enjoyed a nice dinner and headed to bed. The only visitors we had that night was a moth-eating spider and one little mouse. The next day we hiked 16 miles into the town of Hampton. During the day, we ran into another thru hiker whose trail name is Dwan. He has a YouTube channel called Transcendent Traipsing. You should check it out if you get a chance. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. Our next video will be from Hampton, Tennessee into Damascus, Virginia. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a great day.